Perry fucking split up with Alex. We're back. We are back. Sorry for all the delays, people. We are back, though. First game of the season finished. The Reds, 3 points in the bag. Adam, in the truck again. How are we?
We're back. We're back in the truck. Season started now. All good, lads. 3 points on the table. Let's go.
That's it. People, Rick, they called you fucking Ross again.
Don't start that again.
Oh, no, Rick Ross in the house. Rick, hope you're feeling good. Look, here he is in the fucking comments. I see him there. I see it. Rick Ross in the house. Just that one of them's in the comments. Rick, you would have thought we'd lost by the carry-on. How are you?
Mate, I'm good, mate. I mean, yeah, the way it's going, you'd thought we'd get smacked 4-2 on Friday night, but yeah, can't be a nice easy 3 points. Can't be a nice 3 points to then go into enjoy your long weekend, wouldn't it? So we played Friday night, and then you can enjoy the rest of the shit mate. It was shit weekend of football, wasn't it? Though, let's be honest.
Yeah, the live games weren't the best.
Yeah.
Like, they weren't the best.
No, they were fucking shite, really. But look, shout out to everyone in the chat. I am all good. My mate Slot Baldy Head. Here he is now. Trouble. Dr. Evil, we should say. Private joke for anyone. Yeah, look, if you haven't already, smash the like, subscribe. I know a few people are joining as we go along. Right then, Adam, we'll start it. Liverpool, obviously, with the first game of the week. Friday night. Pressure, obviously, is on the champions, isn't it? But fucking hell, come the end of it, mate, that was some Anfield crowd. And we'll go into details on certain things that the crowd was singing. As we can see already here, Federico is here to stay. Someone's putting with the real fella. I think that's your mate, Ross, I'm sure. But shout out anyway. Adam, bit of a contradictory reports. I thought we played well, and I don't know what your take is. Some people thought we played all right, but you have the other side that thought we were shite. What's the score then, Adam? Tell us what you thought.
Well, first of all, it was a wild game, wasn't it?
Good game as well.
It was a really good game. Like, start of it, I was like, with the Jota stuff and all that, it was quite emotional, wasn't it? With the flags and all that to start. So I was up for it, like, and I thought Liverpool started off like they were up for it as well.
Yeah.
And you could see Bournemouth's game plan straight away, couldn't you, of counter-attack footy, get it to Semenyo. It's ridiculous. So you could see what was happening. And I thought we started great again. I thought the football was great. Ekatike again impressing. Took his goal really well. Made up with that as well. For Wirtz, it was quiet, but like you could still see like his silkiness, couldn't you? You could still see his little passes and all that. More to come from him. And yeah, we went well. Alisson made one save in the first half. You'd think he'd fucking made 10 by the reaction from people, like. So
I'm just laughing at the comments from Ants. Let's hope Evans was in the post coach.
We're going to have to come on to that, aren't we? Honestly.
Yeah, it was an interesting back and forth at times, Adam. To be honest, right, you said it before, and they're a good little side, Bournemouth, aren't they?
Yeah, good side. Going for European places last season. I put a tweet out on, I think it was Saturday morning, just basically saying that sometimes teams can have good patches to play against us. It's not always that Liverpool are shit defensively, and they've got to get in positions. That cross for the first goal from Bournemouth was a great cross. It was a great bit of play from them. I saw the overreaction. I don't want to start on the negative, to be honest with you, but that is the negative, isn't it? But at the end of the day, we're going to concede chances, and every team is. City will. I Arsenal will. We watched Sunday and could have been more for United. Should have scored. I don't know, they fucking never. Yeah, but let's focus on the positives then. First of all, though, like I say, Ekitike took his goal well. I thought Gakpo's goal was really, really good. Gakpo just gives you goals, doesn't he? I think a lot of criticism come in with Gakpo, haven't he? But at the end of the day, you score your goals, and that's what we need, isn't it?
No, I think that's true.
I thought we took our goals well, and when it went 2-2, was you still confident that we'd get back in the game, or what?
I was, to be honest. I think, look, with Liverpool at Anfield, there's always going to be a wave at the end, so it's one of them. Rick, you're all right now to talk? Because I know you were busy just then. But Rick Adams, right? It was Liverpool were good in stages. You know, you look at the likes of Kerkez. Do you think with Kerkez, it was a bit like Rossi was just trying to over-impress up against his old club, Semenyo type of things? I see a few comments here. You say Kerkez getting blamed. Well, yeah, that's fucking Shearer. Fucking chatting shit. Another one from fucking Newcastle. We'll get them in a bit. Well, yeah, what was your take on the game?
Yeah, I thought we started very well. Started very bright. Always in control of the game early doors. I don't get this conception that we're shit defensively. I'm not having that. I just think the amount of attacking players that we have on the pitch, Ekitike, Gakpo, Salah, Wirtz, Szoboszlai even in the deeper role, he's still an attacking player. Kerkez and Frimpong are both attacking players. I think Slot answered it great when he said why we had 8 players forward and getting countered. I'm not. Listen, we're going to concede goals. It's the Premier League. It's the best league in the world. These teams ain't shit. It's not 10 years ago where these teams will just sit behind the ball and expect to get battered. These teams have got very good coaches now. They've got very good players. They're ball playing players. These teams will come to places to try and get 3 points. The league's got that much money, and you expect it. But I expect us to outscore anyone. So if we concede 1-2 goals a game, it doesn't really bother me. I get it. People will be like, defensively we need to be more tighter. But if we're smashing team, we scored 4 on Friday night, and I don't even think we was out of second gear for most of the game. So I'm not fussed in the slightest. I know we can blow teams away with goals. So someone put there, so you're happy to win 4-3? Yeah, I am. Because you know why? You get 3 points if you win a game. I don't care what the scoreline is. To win games, you need to score. So fuck it. It is what it is, isn't it?
Yeah, shout out to Andy.
Get on this stat as well. That Bournemouth's last 12 matches in the Premier League, they've lost 2.
And how many? Well, how many did you say? 12?
In the last 12, going from obviously last season, they've lost 2 away games out of 12. So they're not up shit side, and everyone you know what I mean. So we've got to take a little bit of positive out of it. That we can come back from 2-2 and score 2 goals as well against a good side.
100%. Let's be honest. Did any of you feel worried when it went 2-2 that we won't win the game?
No, I don't.
We create enough to get another opportunity to put the ball in the back of the net. And that's what we did twice.
Yeah.
Look, if you're just joining us now, smash the like and subscribe, people. Shout out to everyone who's just joined. Andy, how are we, lads? And to say I'm looking forward to us getting their own on Monday night show why we are champions. We'll go on to that, Ant, and we'll also talk about the Isak stuff in a little while. But look, the boss is in the house. Luke, smash the like and subscribe. Callum said, watch Wharton this week. Surely have an eye next summer. Any transfer stuff, we'll go into it in a bit if that's all right. Yeah, I do agree with Andy on this thing, Adam. Pardon me. Arnie doesn't like to see gold. He's a perfectionist, as we know. I know what Rick's saying. 3 points at the end of the day is all that counts. However, there was a comment here. I just want to mention it. This is a very good comment, Adam. Yeah. No grabbing rates for 2 games. We missed them. Now, I expect Arnie Slot is pissed off conceding goals. We talked about it off air, Adam. Jamie Carragher's been fucking highlighting it. And we also spoke about the Newcastle game between each other. He's going to want to change that. And he will want to tighten it up. And Gravenberch coming back in is massive, Adam, isn't it? And, you know, when you look at the games, people keep going on about the transition. Gravenberch last year had one of the highest stats, if not the highest stat for interceptions. it's going to cut a lot of that shit out. And he was massively missed, weren't he, on the first game?
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's both games, lads. Like Crystal Palace as well, like he said there. Well, in Slackball, the ad lad. Like two games there. Common denominator, really, though, isn't it? That Gravenberch didn't play. And I'm coming out with more fucking stats for us here. But last season as well, we only conceded 2 goals from a counter-attack last season. And Gravenberch played 37 games last season for us as well, him and McAllister. So, fair play. I'd hold my hands up if we look like we're counter-attack again against Newcastle and against Arsenal when Gravenberch plays. Now I go, okay, there's something we need to look at here. But I'm quite confident that Slot knows, because he mentioned it after the game, saying, we haven't got Gravenberch, lads. We haven't got Gravenberch playing. Because he's a big... I think people don't realise how fucking good he is. So I'll be interested to see how we do, like, how we do with the transitions on Monday. Definitely.
Yeah.
It's not even that, though. But it's not even that. You've got... People are failing to realise, right? Two of the back four are new. You had Szoboszlai midfielder, who's not a deep line midfielder, so obviously he ain't going to be defensively on it. You've then got Wirtz, who's new. Yeah. You've then got Ekitike, who's new. So I don't get what the people... What do you want to happen? You're not going to be defensively solid on game week 1 when these 2 defenders need to be bedded in.
Yeah, as well. And I think 2 of the goals where we can do better.
The mistakes.
The mistakes aren't like Szoboszlai in the middle giving the ball away. And I think Kanate was fucking awful for that second goal as well.
It's not like we got outplayed for the goals. They were defensive mistakes.
Yeah, and the pass had to be good, and the finish had to be good. Sometimes that happens. But yeah.
Do you agree with this comment, Adam?
We haven't ended well since the 18-19 season. What about last season?
Well, this is it. What's this? The mistake is playing VVD. This got to be a wind up, isn't it?
Mr. Wick. He's right, lad.
Mr. Dick. Fucking hell, lads. Come on. But, no, look, I think, Rick, on the grand scheme of things, look, it is 3 points. By the looks of it, the whole league had a topsy-turvy weekend. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, United drop another 3 points. Arsenal stank the house out. City played a team that is probably expected to go down. So in the grand scheme of things, I think out of all of it, Liverpool looked like the team that could score the most goals again this year. I know City won 4-0, but City had no pressure in that Wolves game. But again, there's something that Liverpool prove is that Liverpool look like the only team that when they need a goal, they'll just hammer a team. And that's scary for the whole league, Rick, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, you boys tell me when's the last time Liverpool were in 5th gear maximum. I can't tell you the last game where we were.
Yeah.
Wow.
What's up, man? What's up?
I'll just see something about Nkunku going to Leipzig.
Isn't it fucking hell, Mick? Come on.
It's only Nkunku going to Leipzig.
You've heard of it, yeah?
Yeah, fucking hell. But no, I mean...
Arsenal conceded 34 as well, mate. And we were on the AO the last 5 games. But
that's what I'm saying. Like, we're not the worst team defensively in the top 6. Like the big so-called big 6. Once his team's fully gelled together, the back four, the positioning, the structure will all come. Like Andy said, Arne Slot wasn't happy at the end of the game. The goals conceded. He name dropped Dom Szoboszlai. Weren't scared to do it. That he made the mistake. We got countered in it. It's also Slot said it's his fault that he put 8 people forward and left us a little bit light in defence. But it's like someone else put in there, like the emotion of the game with the shot stuff. Like you see when Salah scored and at the end of the game he looked emotional. I just feel everything was in overdrive in that game. And it just was...
that out there. Because you know one thing, touching up on Salah, he looked like one of the ones that was really harmed with the Jota news.
Yeah.
I've not seen Salah start shoving players in the box and everything.
Yeah, get angry like that.
Yeah, mate. When you see him start pushing and going face to face. I'm like, fucking hell, Salah. Never seen him like that before. So yeah, like the emotion was the one, I think, in the game. Next game away to Newcastle is going to be probably emotional as well, but because of the two fan bases going at it on social media. But yeah, I'm not worried at all.
Speaking about emotion, how did you think Kirkes did for his first game? At all?
Who, me or Rick?
Either one of yous. Go ahead.
I think he tried a bit too hard, Adam, and it showed, didn't he? He had a little spell of madness when he went in for a mad lunge and tackle, and he just lost his head a little bit. I get it. He's a young lad. He's trying to impress. Anyone saying he's shit, stop fucking watching football. I've seen people, even a mate of mine, a good mate of mine, I'm not going to mention his name because I don't want him to look a dickhead, even though I should because he wound me up. But I mean, he said he's fucking garbage and he'd only played half an hour. And I don't agree with stuff like that. What I will say is he definitely does have to calm down.
Yeah.
I think the manager will have got a grip of him, knowing with what game is to come. That is going to be a very emotional game for the opposite team. Yeah. You know what they're fucking all whinging about. Yeah. But I do agree. I think like he showed spells, certain parts good. He grew into the game better. But I think it was the right time to probably bring him off. It also gives him a little warning. Look, calm down, because we've still got Andy Robertson here. And there's part of the game that you still need to learn. You won't get away with it at Liverpool, Adam, if you start lunging in, because the way the opposition fans can't stand us, they're going to start getting on the referee's back. Do you know what I mean? I see Mr. Wirtz. He's made a few good comments, actually. He's probably the only United fan we'll allow into the chat. So I think it's with Kirk, as he needs to build up a rapport with Gakpo and Wirtz. Give him time, he's class. This is it. You've got to remember, Liverpool have a lot of players that are new. Do you know what I mean, Adam? And they've got a bed in, but I do see a lot of quality. It's just the youth and inexperience. And let's be honest, he's gone now to the best team in the league last year. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I still believe we're the best team in the league this year. I know it probably hasn't been the greatest a couple of games, but he's trying his best. And well, he wasn't great, put it that way. But
it wasn't great. I don't think it helped that it was against Bournemouth as well, where he most
probably... his whole team. Semenyo.
Yeah, he most probably thought, I can have Semenyo here. I have him in training. And he did try to get too involved with him, and he got a bit bullied. So I'm hoping he does learn from that, because I am hearing a lot of Alberto Moreno shouts, which I think is really harsh, to be fair. But you can, because he is lunging in a bit, I don't get it. I do get it, sorry. But yeah, I've thought I'd bring him up because I thought he could do better. Obviously, can't he? He can do better.
Yeah, Rick, Andy's got a good comment here. He thinks it's a structural thing, and as it's not the only not only the last game. Do you agree with that, Rick? Bit of a structure thing. I do agree. With regards to Andy, it's definitely something, because when he made the changes in with regards to changing the right back and left back, he kept Endo out of the pitch. Oh, fucking hell, here we go. Fucking hell. Oh, no. Here we go.
1 second.
Oh, yeah, go on, piss
off.
There's
a lad who called him Alberto Moreno as well.
Fucking hell. Oh, God. Anyway, Rick, structural thing, what is it?
No, I don't think it's a structural thing, like, completely. If you're basing it off of the back end of last season when the league was done, when the boys were on the piss, Slot was in Ibiza, the rest of them was wherever they were around the world, partying and chilling, then coming back to play, trained once and then play a game. So I'm not having it's a structural thing completely. Maybe at the start of this season, it's a different players, different type of formation. It's not the same football as last season so far, if you're basing it off of pre-season and the first game. Like Slot said, he wants to try to play a little bit more like PSG type way. We didn't play that last season. Yeah. So it's going to take the players maybe a couple of games to get used to the formation, the tactics, the new personnel that are in. But like majority of last season, we weren't getting broke on smash through the middle and conceding goals. Maybe like Andy said, maybe the last couple of games of the season, but the league was done. But like I said, we'll get used to it. We've got games coming up thick and fast, so you'll only pick it up quicker there. So I think we'll be all right.
Well. John Henry is in the building.
John Henry's there.
Mark, before 36 in the chat now, if you haven't already, smash the like, subscribe.
Yeah, the 2 goals definitely weren't. I think a lot of people are blaming personnel, but
mistakes.
I think the second goal, I just didn't understand why we had 7 players in the box and 2 on the edge of the box. When we're 2-1 up, I just think that it was a little bit naive by us, maybe. But that's not down to. I don't know where Canate was going. It was like he was trying to catch the 81 bus or something, because it he just looked like he was going. And obviously, Van Dijk got a lot of stick, but he was obviously tracking the man to this left-hand side. And then Canate, I don't know why Canate just never took a yellow card and just took him out. You know, just take him out at the edge of the area, take a yellow card and reset. But obviously, they scored. But I thought overall, started off bright. Then it got a little bit scrappy. I did say to you, I text you saying that after the game, that Kirk is giving me Alberto Moreno vibes. Not because he plays like him. It just seemed like he just wanted to have it off. He wanted to have Semenyo in a duel every single time. Yeah. He was trying to add. Soon Semenyo got the ball, he was right on him. Too tight, I think. And it was one point where he went really tight with him. Semenyo just turned him and was, running on the edge of the box unchallenged. It's just things like that. And obviously he dived in a few times, but I think he was just obviously trying to impress against his old club, isn't he? And, you've got to like his attitude. He wants to get stuck in and all that, but I think he'll calm down eventually. But I think it was just with the game. I knew it was, and he was playing against his old team. I think he was trying to prove a little bit of a point, but he didn't need to really. But overall, it was a good game. I've got to say, the atmosphere was boss as well. I've seen an atmosphere like that in a while. For the league game as well, usually you see them in like the later Champions League games. But I couldn't knock the atmosphere. The atmosphere was spot on. Obviously, the song now can't be sung anymore because of some idiot who thinks it's linked to something 40 years ago. Fucking hell. Can't have nothing good anymore, mate, without some little woke dickhead saying something else.
And the idiot with Semenyo as well, boys. You need to mention that as well. Fucking what a dickhead as well. What a dickhead.
Yeah, just a bit of news that's come out. Salah's won the Player of the Year.
Has he?
And Kirkes, McAllister, Gravenberch, Wirtz. Verge.
He's done well already to get
a year later, it's fucking early news. Verge, Team of the Year. Isak's in Team of the Year. Morgan Rogers got Young Player of the Year.
Did he? Yeah.
So a lot of Liverpool players in there. Salah being the kingpin again.
Are you saying Isak's a Liverpool player there?
I was waiting for that.
I'll tell you later. No, but look, do you know what? I'll get you on this one, Mark. You can start it off before I go around the room. A player that we did talk about, Ekatike. He's starting to look like DJ Drogba. Do you know, when we're talking about, I'm talking of the battling. He loves a battle. And, me and Adam were having a little chat before we went live. We've got a game coming up where it is going to be a fucking war. He's one player that's going to thrive on that. Because he looks like he'll... if Joe Linton, for instance, is wanting a fucking battle on the pitch, you better believe Ekatike is going to be fucking right up for that.
Yeah. When you say Didier Drogba, the way he took his goal and that first 10 yards reminded me of Fernando Torres. When he goes past the player and you think, he hasn't got that pace. And the next minute he just goes past them like they're not there. That goal he scored, I was thinking, wow, that reminded me of Fernando Torres. That goal against Chelsea,
speed, sliding in the corner.
Yeah, everything. Honestly, the way he moves, the way, even Torres loved to get stuck in. He loved the battle. He loved to get his body in there and hold the ball up and all that. And he obviously scored loads of goals for us. But I think at the Yeah, he looks like, you know what, the biggest compliment I can give him straight away is that it looks like he's been playing in this country for like 5 or 6 years, because he's come in and he's just like took the pace of the game. I think Wirtz has struggled, but I don't think that's down to him. He's picked up good positions, Wirtz, and I just don't think the ball's been found enough to him when he's been in good positions, but that'll come. That's just natural. It's a new, we are playing a new structure now with these new players, but he hasn't been bad. I said my piece about Guehi before, and even Jeremy Frimpong. You all know I have my doubts on him going right back out with life. Nah, he's too small. He's more a sat man. You what?
He's surprisingly strong.
Yeah, he's like a little bull, isn't he? It's like he's not 5'8", but he throws his weight down like he's 6'8". It's like
get his ass in. Get his ass in.
But that's it. That's all you can ask for. You know what? We've been begging for the defender to wanna defend. I think Trent can defend, but he just didn't want to. I just think he felt like he's a bit too good for that now. I think that was the problem. I think Slaughter told him a few untruths, and he's gone like, "No, well, I'm going then. See you later." So I don't think Slaughter said, "No, yeah."
So what you've just said there is absolutely spot on when you brought up Frimpong. Adam, I think when you look at it right on the basis of the signings that all the new signings have near enough had a kick this weekend, he could be one of the shrewdest signings that live across the league. Frimpong for the money we brought in. I think even in the Palace game, Adam, he's looked spot on, hasn't he? I think, Mark, you've just mentioned it there, the defensive side of it. I can't get over, Adam, how quick he fucking makes it down to the opposite end of the pitch.
Yeah. He surprised me, to be honest. I was probably a bit like Mark of how good is he actually defensively, and will he get found out a bit more in the Premier League? But I've been quite surprised how really focused he has been on defending, because I don't think he's actually got forward that much. What I expected anyway. I thought he was just going to be like boom, boom, boom all the time. But I think you've seen I'm quite reserved a little bit as well, and got actually a bit of a footy brain on him. So his pace is ridiculous, isn't it? Okay, now, that fucking helped Karate out. He's had a stinker the past 2 games, so that's helped him out. But I've been pleasantly surprised with Frimpong's defensive work more than anything.
Going on Karate, it's a little bit refreshing that he needs help rather than the other way around. When we had Trent, Trent always needed help from Karate because he wouldn't get back as quick as. So I think this is just a little bit of a moment for Karate, and I think he'll get back to close to what he was at the start of last season. I think it's just going to take, I don't know if contract talks have been in his mind at the moment, but it's nice to see that he's got a bit of cover there now. That's what you want, isn't it? He's not at it.
Yeah. Rick, another player, who made his debut competitively in the Premier League was Florian Wirtz. What did you make of him? I thought that he had spells at time. The one thing that was getting a bit pissed off myself, Rick, I put a bit of a tweet out having a little go at Szoboszlai. Look, I know Szoboszlai's got quality, but I just don't know what his best position is. And I'm sure we've all had these debates, whether it's further up the pitch, central midfield. But I kind of felt like Wirtz was getting a bit, he's getting a bit annoyed with Szoboszlai being so close to him, because Szoboszlai kept moving fucking a bit too forward for me. That's where he fucking faffed around with the ball, give it away when they scored. But what did you make of Wirtz's debut?
Yeah, I thought at the start, Wirtz looked bright. Had some good touches, some good passes off, and found some good space. But I think the longer the game went on, Szoboszlai sort of forgot what position he was playing in the game, and he kept going too far up, going into the places Wirtz was going, into the same space. And listen, we all love Salah, but he needs to know when to pass the ball. There was certain situations where Wirtz was open at the edge of the box, and Salah's gone for a poor cross or a shot that ain't gone nowhere, but he could have just easily just knocked it off and maybe done a run after that into the box, and Wirtz could have found him then. But I think you're going to see throughout the majority of the season, Wirtz is going to be the focal point. It has to be. You pay all that money for a player that's got that quality. We relied heavily on Salah for the last couple of seasons with goals. Look, last season, he absolutely smashed it, but I just think we're going to go away from he has to touch the ball type. and just go through Wirtz. But yeah, listen, it's first game. It's emotional game, like I said, fast-paced Premier League. He'll get used to it quite quick. He's that quality. And I think the next couple of games you'll start to see the real player in him. Just got to give him the ball, let him dictate the play.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and also just before we go, gobshite that fucking yapping shit to Semenyo. That was a disgrace. That, do you know what I mean? What a fucking idiot. Apparently he's season ticket holder as well, so that's his fucking season ticket gone. The soft swat. Do you know what I mean? Why would you do that? And to be honest, you know, fair play to Semenyo. Do you know what I mean? I thought he was excellent on the night, and he deserved his goals. And he was fucking brilliant on that night. Mark, I just want to touch up on him just before we crack on. He was excellent again. He could get into the squads of a top side. Semenyo, Mark.
Yeah. I think what's killed him off now is that he signed a new deal, wasn't it? And I think his value's been protected now, so it's probably stopping him from moving. Maybe obviously not this summer, but going forward. And I think, what is he, 26, 27 soon? Yeah,
I think so, mate. Yeah,
I just think it's a little bit. Yeah, but no doubt he could get into any. You know, if he was going to Spurs or Arsenal, you'd be like, what a good signing that is. You know, he's got what it takes. You know, mentality. You know, he showed the mentality after he got racially abused by one of our fans, and he went on.
Never made a massive fuss of it, did he?
No, he didn't. No, that was no, but that's fair play to him. He could have just get for what I've been told today. What was said, I don't know how he actually stayed that calm, because if it was me, if that was me getting what he said, apparently, I would have just either jumped over there and just absolutely volleyed him, or I would have walked off the pitch. So credit to him for having that mentality to carry on. Look at the game he had, 2 great goals.
What a goal, yeah. Both of them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, so yeah, he could. You know what? I wouldn't say no to him. Obviously, we've got other priorities there, but you know, if you're looking for a winger, you know, you couldn't look too far past him, really, could you?
No, I think, you know what, Adam. You know, we spoke of it as well. I think he holds some of the stats for the best, you know, wide players winning the ball back. And then, you know, I can see a few comments in here from the lads. You know, they're mentioning it on for Salah. He'd be a cracking player in the future for Liverpool. If he was someone Liverpool were going to go for. Yeah. I think there's been interest there. I think what Mark just said is key, though. That contract is probably bumped his price up even more, hasn't it? But for me, he's a player that could go to the likes of City, Arsenal, and Liverpool and have a good career.
Yeah, you always have them players that you from other teams what you like, isn't it? It's like the Son from Spurs, always like Son from Spurs. Yeah. So, and Semenyo's was probably one of them. You watch Bournemouth and you know why you look forward to watching Semenyo's, don't you? So, big credit to him. Yeah, he took his goal as well. And if we never won, I would have been like, fucking hell, but because we won, I was half made up for him that he scored fucking 2. Well done. That's a great game.
Yeah, well, look, you know, I think we've touched up on it there. You know, before we go on any further, though, Rick Chiesa, what a fucking moment for him, mate. Cop end, first Premier League goal. The little bastard's going nowhere. I think we can all agree he's going to stay. That goal, Rick, that's what's going to open the doors for his Liverpool career now. Do you agree?
Yeah, massively. I think, like you said, it's his first Premier League goal. Obviously didn't get the opportunities last season, only minutes in the Premier League. And with Diaz and Nunes going, you potentially got more pathway for Chiesa to get more game time. And what more can you ask for someone to come off the bench and basically win you the game? With what more or less his first touch coming on. Like you see in the emotion when he scored, like the celebration, like tapping the badge. I hope he stays. Like it's a great squad option to have. Like we know his quality. Listen, there was talks of like 80, 90 million for him a couple of years ago. Obviously had a bad ACL injury. So yeah, I hope we give him what he deserves this season. He obviously trains hard. Loves the club. Come back to like I've seen quotes today from Romano saying that he loves Slot, loves the players, loves the club, loves the atmosphere. loves everything about being at Liverpool. So yeah, I don't see no reason why we should get rid of him, because you're not going to get. Listen, for 15 million, you might as well just keep him around.
What are you going to get for that?
Yeah, exactly that.
That's it. And like Tommy's saying here, great option off the bench and starting cup games this season. But yeah, and obviously, you know, Mark, obviously I've got to come to you on this one quickly. Mo Salah again, another goal, opening day. It's the Mo Salah show all the time. Just before you got on, I don't know what it is. Something's like clicking on your mic, Mark, just in case it's sliding.
I know, yeah, I'm trying to fix it. I don't know whether I have to jump off and then jump back on.
No worries.
Just there, like
be all right. Yeah, be all right. Mo Salah, we were saying before we came on, I don't know if you see it when you were in the comments.
Just let one riff, lad.
What the fuck?
It's like snack, crackle, and pop. It's like,
yeah.
Like crispy bar next to me.
Wait till you go back and listen to that noise, lad.
I know what you see, like it's getting muted, unmuted. I'm thinking.
Yeah, because that's what I was doing. I was just fucking muting it while the others were speaking. But you put me right off there. Mo Salah, Mark.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's your job, Ross. You can fucking do that. I can't do it. But he was emotional, wasn't he? Very, very emotional in that game.
Yeah. You could. What's going on here, though?
Last year, you know what? You saw what you're doing, and I'll fucking come back to you. You fucking
go on.
Go on. I'll pull you out while you're sorting this. Adam,
go on.
I don't even know what we're talking about now. I can't even remember what we're talking about. Mo Salah, well, we obviously spoke to you. He was fucking going to do it. But again, another good goal, Adam. He took that well. It looks like the clips you see in training, you know, with him working on his weak foot, certainly paying off.
Yeah, I was happy for that. I've always said, he just has a right foot just to stand on, doesn't he? Normally. But he took the nav, take it well, didn't he? Just not a lot of power on it, but just nice in the corner. And he worked so hard to get to the ball as well. He just wanted that goal, didn't he? You could see when he ran right across the pitch. You knew he wasn't passing, was he, when he was in that position? He was never going to pass.
No.
But I was made up. He got the goal, and he carries on his record, doesn't he? First game of the season all the time now.
This is it. It's the Mo Salah show, mate. And I just thought it was absolutely special. You know, when he stayed behind with the fans and they were singing the Jota song, obviously, you know, God bless Jota and his Andre Silva, which was very sad to see Mo like that. It's defo affected Mo. And, you know, Rick, it was a seriously good goal. And another player, Rick, that I want to just bring up as well. Cody Gakpo took that goal well, didn't he?
Do you know what he reminds me of? I'm not saying they're the same quality player or anything like that. I am Robin. Cuts in on that left-hand side. You know what he's going to do. You just can't stop it.
Nearly every time he does it.
Like, the amount of time Gakpo does it a season, comes in, cuts inside, dummy two players, and then put it in the corner. I mean, it was very, very, like, I can't remember, was it the commentator or one of the pundits said as soon as it left his foot, he knew it was going in.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, he's so good at that.
Clear striker of a ball, isn't he, mate? Can't half it.
Yeah, like, and a lot of fans have said that it's a make or break season for him. Obviously, because he ain't an Edwards or Hughes signing. It was a Linders and Klopp signing. But Slot rates him. Slot trusts him. Listen, for us to get rid of Diaz and keep Gakpo says a lot. The Dutch connection is there with the players and the manager. So Gakpo can make that left-hand side his own. I mean, we haven't really got a backup to him. You got young Rio, 16.
Yeah.
So Gakpo can really take that position and make it his own. Whatever we do, the back end of this window, whether we bring a striker and an attacker in, both. Gakpo has got that position locked for me for at the minute. I don't think he deserves to play. And if he continues, like, listen, he got double digits goals and assists last season. So if he continues to do the same thing, I don't see no issue with our front line or anything like that going forward.
He's one player that when he goes in front of goal, you half know he's going to score. I used to always think that with Jota as well, and like Mane was one of what used to be like that. So when he went past that second man, I knew he was just going to score. I knew it was going to be a goal. And if he plays, say he plays 30 Premier League games this season, I can see him scoring at least 13 to 15 goals because we're going to have all the ball, and I can see him scoring double figures in the Premier League this season, and not just in all competitions.
Yeah, do you know what, right? I remember being behind the goal at Brighton away in the Cup last year. He scored 2 goals, Gakpo. Yeah. And it was literally in line with me, the second goal, mate. And he fucking hit this ball, and it was like a rocket. And he's definitely one of the better strikers of a ball at the club. And when you watch him on them, the inside training things, every time I see it, I'm like, fucking hell, he's definitely got a good strike. We look at, pardon me, Szoboszlai, and we're like, why isn't he shooting more? Yeah. Gakpo, every time he has a good shot, he very rarely puts it off target. And he's got that Van Persie about him. Van Persie never missed the target much for Man United. I'm not saying they're the same players, but they definitely have got an unbelievable quality of strike. I'm not too sure, Tommy, the PFA Award on TV tonight, Rick. You'll know more than me.
No, yeah, I don't think they're normally on. If it is, Sky Sports News do a little bit of a thing around it, but I don't think it's on a proper channel.
Yeah, well, I was given a little bit of insight. Mo Salah's won Player of the Year. Gravenberch, Kirkes and all that in the team. But if you haven't already, smash the like and subscribe because it helps the channel. We've got some good guests coming on. We're just waiting to line them all up. Right then, before we go into transfer talk, if you've got any questions for us, line them up because we'll go into the transfer thing in a minute. Mark's apparently sorted his shit, he said his phone was nearly on fire. So that fucking says a lot. I want to get your opinion first, Rick, before I go to Adam. Newcastle coming up. We'll just have a quick brief chat. How would you set up Liverpool for Newcastle, Rick? Because look, obviously I know it's going to be a high-tension game. I'm going. It's going to be a lot of hatred in the game. For apparent reasons, we are apparently fucking the cause of the problem. Mark, just before we, just so you know where we're at, before we go into transfer talk, I'm just posed a question to Rick, which he's going to answer now, but I'm just giving you an idea of what we're doing now that your phone's not on fire. Do you want to talk about what Liverpool potentially do for Newcastle? Just a little brief chat. So I've just asked Rick. Rick, I want your answer now. How do you think Liverpool will view this game and what they need to do?
I think we'll set up exactly the same way as we did at home against Bournemouth. Just personnel might change. It'll be Gravenberch comes in for Szoboszlai, that little bit more defensive cover. With the same players that go out. And I think we'll try and put them to the sword early doors. Because we know they're struggling. They look like they were struggling for goals against Villa. If they had a striker, that could have been 3 or 4-0 to Newcastle, if you're being honest. And I think, as mad as it sounds, Liverpool might want to put a little bit of a show on to Isak to show what he's coming into if we do get it over the line. We've just done to your current team away from home. But I think there'll be certain personnel on the pitch for us that are going to want to take it to Newcastle. Wirtz, Salah, McAllister loves a bit of a fight, doesn't he? I can see him and Joe just going at it in the game. It's whoever's midfield really gets on the ball more, dictates it. Because if we can outdo their midfield, it could be a cricket score if we outdo their midfield. Because at the back they're not very. I don't think they're good defensively, Newcastle. It depends whether that Malik 4 starts with the sign for Milan. I've seen him play. He does not look what these Newcastle fans think he is. He's not that good. He's quite clumsy. He's quite slow on the ball as well. So if you can put pressure on him from the back, if they try and play out, then who knows what could happen. But yeah, it's going to be a very, very tough game. But I think we beat them comfortably at their ground. I just don't think they're about it this season.
Yeah, no, it's going to be an interesting one. Mark, I'll come to you. With regards to this game, Mark, there is major emotion from the Newcastle fans. They're looking at Liverpool who've blamed, with regards to the Isak saga. What the feelings? I've seen fucking shit today that I can't wait till all this shit's done. That I'm fucking sick of them. I'm sure you are. We've had many chats. Liverpool have turned their Z, and the reason why Liverpool have turned their player Z, Mark, is because Liverpool are Liverpool. They're one of the best teams in the world, the most successful club in England. Any player probably looks at our project, Mark, and thinks it's the best in world football right now up there. Do you know, it'll be up there. And they're blaming Liverpool for probably their, own fuck-ups. Let's be honest. A lot of the shit's caused by them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
False promises and, the players obviously kicked up a fuss, Mark, because they've ignored him along the summer. And there's only so long he was willing to give it. But that emotion, Mark, could spill onto the pitch and it may go against them. Liverpool start the game well. And I think Liverpool know they've got to start the game well. You know what it's like up there. I'm going. I've been many a times, and I know that if you let them fucking grow into the game, it's a tough place to go. I think Newcastle away is probably one of the hardest games in the season. And this, to me, is going to be like a Merseyside derby. They're going to treat it like that, because they will. And they've got some sniper bastards in that team. Rick's just mentioned Joe Linton. Do you think the manager's going to go and match them in midfield, Mark? Because I think that could be a thing. Rick's just said there, Mark, go for the game early, but I think Liverpool may change it. I think Liverpool may look to win the game a bit later on. Get that crowd down a bit, Mark. What do you think?
I think going off what I reckon will happen, which I know you don't like the idea of, I can actually see Szoboszlai starting with Gravenberch and McAllister to pack the midfield.
Yeah.
And then I can see Wirtz coming in off the left. And you could possibly see that same formation that we used against City, last season, where we had basically a couple of false nine. Obviously, Ekitike will be playing as the 9, but I can imagine him and Salah are kind of be the 2 focal points. Then you'll have Szoboszlai and Wirtz behind, and then you'll have McAllister and Gravenberch sitting. I just think that'll just get a grip of that midfield, because no doubt about it, their midfield's still very good. Seen it in the final against when they played in the final, they absolutely bullied us. So I think we need to get a grip. If we get a grip of that midfield, the chances will start coming. Like Rick said, they're creating chances, but they're not finishing, because obviously the star striker doesn't want to be there anymore. He wants to come to us. So that's a bonus for us in this game, that he's not going to be starting and influencing the game, because he gives us a nightmare.
Every time, Mark. Every time.
Yeah. So, I think Liverpool I think the first 20 minutes is going to be a little bit of a chess match. There's going to be tackles flying in. I hope that Liverpool don't shy out. Give as good as you get. Let them know that you're there. And then I think as the game goes on and it settles, Liverpool's quality shall come through. And like you said there, you've got Cody Gakpo then and Guehi to come off and influence it if things are still tighter as it goes on. But I have no doubts the first 20 minutes are going to be a nightmare. They're going to really put us under. We just need to keep our nerves, hold.
The champions are in town, Mark, aren't they?
Yeah, keep tight. Keep it tight. Don't forget, it's their first home game of the season for them. So, like what we seen the other day, we were up for it. They're definitely going to be up for it. With the added spice of Isak now, the big saga over that. So, Liverpool keep the nerves and control it. We'll be fine.
Yeah, Liverpool won't be worried about a big tension game. Every game we play is fucking high spotlight. The one thing which will be interesting, I think the club are looking at Frimpong and see if he's all right for the game. Definitely are, because he come off for a reason, didn't he? So I think this week they've been looking at him. Will remain to be seen whether they'll throw him in that game. Let's say, for instance, they didn't throw him in, boys. Adam, I'm coming to you. Could you consider Szoboszlai playing that wing-back role again, Adam? And then Liverpool keeping the front line with Wirtz in there, but allowing them to invert. Then they've got 3 proper midfielders, but they still haven't lost any of the attack. You could then see Liverpool move the fucking back line over again. Did you see that? Remember when Trent was doing it? If Frimpong wasn't fully ready for the Newcastle game, because he came off. We know he came off with a little niggle.
Yeah.
So let's say, for instance, he doesn't play. Could you consider him or Jones playing that wing-back role?
If you want to keep the style of play, yeah. But I think it's quite risky to do that at St James's Park. If it was at home, I'd most likely say, yeah, good shout. But if Frimpong isn't fit or whatever, I think you've got to go Gomez, haven't you? And let in Tuchin and let Kirkes be the attacking fullback then.
Yeah, it's a good shout. Yeah.
I think I'd be more inclined to do that, especially because it's away from home. I actually do agree with Mark. Actually, for the first time.
Fucking hell, breaking news!
I'm telling you, I'm not happy with myself. I'm not happy. But I would start Szoboszlai. I think I've been talked around to it that play Wirtz on the left would be a good shout and keep Szoboszlai behind. But one of my main things actually what I wanted to point out was we've got to start Ekitike. We can't do the City formation. I don't think. I think that would bring more pressure on us if we just did the two up front without a striker at all type thing.
No, what I meant is
I know.
The 4-2-2 and have Ekitike.
Yeah,
there's no doubt Ekitike can pull out wide, can't he?
Yeah.
And Wirtz and Szoboszlai.
No, I think what you're saying. I think we've got to play Ekitike because, like what you said before about him, he loves a battle, doesn't he? And I think this is going to be a battle. So we need the number 9 up front there to battle with them. But yeah, what say?
We need someone to slot, don't we?
I need a fucking goal, yeah, exactly. So yeah, I must probably agree that we go. If Frimpong's not fit, Gomez right back and Szoboszlai and Wirtz on the left would be a good shout, I reckon. Yeah.
Yeah, we've got. Do you know? It's surprising we've got a lot of options, but the lack of options is at the front end of the pitch.
Yeah.
Rick, do you know? I think now going off the fact that Cage has got his goal, Rick, there's no excuses for him not to get a game now. Don't mean start. I'm talking of coming into the game. And let's be honest, I think we can all agree. Liverpool's best options right now, from what we've seen, apart from the end of the game the other day, he's been winning. Ekitike has been on the pitch. Liverpool looked a little bit toothless when he has come off the pitch. We understand why he did. Still getting used to Liverpool, still getting his full fitness up. You got to remember, he's not long signed for the club. Do you know what I mean? He came at the back end of the tour. But Chiesa's goal the other day, Rick, was massive. And you got to remember, he scored in the final against Newcastle, so he knows what the fucking game's going to be like. He's fully aware of what's there. I know we've had debates about it, but I think him in the game could be massive as well. The one thing I saw at Chiesa the other day, Rick, he looked possessed. He weren't willing to let that game just go by without having an effect on it. And in that Newcastle game, he's probably looking at that as well, Rick, going, fucking hell, this is a big chance for me if I can put some good minutes in at the end. Because he's not going to start the game. You know, I think we can all agree that. But Liverpool have got to keep up the tempo as the game goes on. And shout out to me, mate Dylan in the chat. I can see him now. Rick, the boys are saying, you know, things that I agree with. It's not that I haven't agreed with Mark, for instance, on the Szoboszlai one. It annoys me when he fucks around with the ball in the middle of the pitch because we get hurt by it. We can all agree there's been some big mistakes from it. However, what's this? Fucking hell, it must be this time. Liverpool over pure Marquez early as this week. Liverpool were initially hoping to pay around 30. Fee close to 40 million is expected with add-ons.
Who's that?
Dave Okoff. Luke. Fucking hell.
Was it? So it's not Ornstein?
No.
Yeah.
Next.
Scouse Romano hasn't done it yet. I haven't said, here we go.
I'm sure Dave Okoff gets things, but he's also got things wrong. But look, we'll see what happens. It's no coincidence that they want to play. Rick, do you agree with the boys, though? Szoboszlai's got to start in this game for the energy, the legs. Their midfield's good, Rick. They're strong. Yeah. And you've been saying it. If they're to get any success, they'll be the key motive for them. However, do you agree that Van Dijk and Konate will probably look at if Gordon starts down the middle, that we'll fucking have him today?
Yeah, like I do agree. Szoboszlai has to play because purely the energy around him, he'll be non-stop running around that midfield. But I don't want him deep. He needs to stay away from the defensive side of it. Just do what you want to do further up the pitch, run around, whatever. And then you've got the Chuckle brothers at centre half need to pull a shift in, I think, in this game because they're going to be on it. Listen, the crowd, that crowd's going to be hostile, mate. On Monday night. Yeah, they are. Oh, mate, Konate and fucking Van Dijk. I don't know, man. They're running back when they're being broken. They look at each other and think, you go, no, I'll go, no, you go. That's fucking hell, mate. But, yeah. Like, I mean, but yeah.
That fucking Semenya goal was like that, wasn't it? Yeah. I get him. No, you get him.
And then you got Robbo tracking back as well, looking at the two of them thinking, what the fuck he's doing? But I do think that the crowd's going to be on it, man, from minute one because of what's going on in the background. Can't let Gordon score. I also don't think he will. I just think, listen, as bad as we think Gomez is injury-wise, he's still a decent defender. And if he comes in at right back and sticks to the plan, keeps them up, but just man marks Gordon. But again, Gordon might be through the middle, so it might be away from Gomez. I just think it's going to be about energy in the first 15, 20 minutes with the crowd. That's why Szoboszlai help out.
Yeah.
Can I say something as well about Szoboszlai, which is very underrated in this game? Well, it's not underrated. We've seen it, but what I think will be underrated in this game against Newcastle is his late running into the box.
Yeah.
If he can, he's going to be effectively the spare man, isn't he? Because you're going to have Gravenberch, McAllister doing their job, and you're going to have Wirtz. He's going to be the one that's going to be allowed to roam a little bit, back. He's going to be able to get back and help out. He's going to be able to get forward and help out. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets a goal or an assist. One of them runs into the box and Wirtz or Salah finds him.
Yeah.
He can influence that end of the pitch. That's what I've always said. It reminds me of like an old Frank Lampard. Who used to make them little late runs, and you're like, where did that come from? And he just comes from deep. I think he could be a key weapon also for what he does in defensively as well, in terms of making an extra man in midfield and doing his the graft.
Set pieces as well, isn't it? We need some height, don't we? Because at the end of the day, Newcastle are going to look at the cup final, how they beat us, and it was just set pieces, wasn't it? We would have
better not Frimpong on fucking Dan Burn, put it that
way. Fucking rip that up if that's the plan.
Who was him in the final? Was it
McAllister, wasn't it?
And we're all in there going, what's going on? Fucking how are they saying that?
He come out for the second half, and he was still doing it. I was like, what the fuck's going on here?
I still think that we're adamant that we need a set piece coach, because I think our setup from corners, if we're taking a corner, I think our setup looks a bit disjointed at the moment. I think once they break on as a team, it always looks like shit. He's going to get a chance here and score, and most of the time they do. We're getting punished for things that could be tweaked with a little bit of coaching. It's not down to the players, obviously. You can talk about Szoboszlai giving that ball away for, the little flick inside and it didn't come off, But like Slot said, he went, it was a mistake, but I want my players to express themselves. And he's obviously trying to express himself, but he's done it in the wrong end of the pitch. And most of the time, most players do that, don't get punished, but we get punished every time we give a loose ball right through the centre. Teams are cut right through us, right through the centre.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a cracking game. I really do, and I wouldn't be surprised if there's an extra centre-back lashed in somewhere and an extra midfielder. I really wouldn't, because obviously, look, I think Liverpool have to be 100%. It's not going to be like that cup game. Liverpool are fit now. Look, no excuses, and fair play to Newcastle for winning the cup. It was first cup 70-odd years, or whatever the fuck it was. Fair play to them. They were great on the day. We were shite because we'd come off the back of a very tiring PSG slog. You know what I mean? It's extra time and what have you, penalties. However, it's going to be a different Liverpool. Liverpool look fit, very, very fit. Do you know what I mean? And if Liverpool keep them quiet for 20 minutes, I think Liverpool win the game with these towards the end. I can see Liverpool getting goal. Liverpool are not. You've seen it last year. Do you know when we turned it up on them when Trent and Salah came into? I know we threw it away at the game, but that was a game we should have won. Let's be honest. The fuck up at the end was just atrocious. However, Liverpool could get goals when they click the fingers. Do you know what I mean? And I think that'll be the game of the weekend. It really will. I can't wait to get in there. I think the crowd, they'll have the tifos up and fucking everything. They're going to be mouthing off the old time. I can't wait. I think it's going to be great. And if there's a team who can cope with this sort of shit, it's Liverpool. Let's be honest. We've had these games all the time. It's like this every time we play Arsenal now, because they're trying to create a rivalry, and as we can see, Newcastle is. But look, we'll move into the big talking points. Rick, I'll come to you first. Into his agents, Alexander Isak, Mark Guehi. These are the two names. We haven't really seen much with regards to a potential of the forward. Where are you at with it, Rick? What's your take on it? Serious now. I know we're not just going to say he's going to walk through your fucking door like it's Narnia. Yeah, just fucking fly.
I've been muted, but there's been 3 planes go over, mate. So, yeah. Nah, but yeah, I am bored of it now. Like, it's dragged on longer than I thought it would, because it seems like they can't do their day job, whoever they've employed to do it. I'm still 100% that it will happen. I know I said in the group yesterday that but I am 100% that it's going to happen. Whether it'll be this week or the back end of next week before the transfer window shut, maybe. But it's also a bad look on Newcastle. I'm not having it like, listen, going forward, they're going to be allowed to spend that Saudi money eventually. And are these players going to look at Newcastle and think, yeah, let me go Newcastle, and then I could potentially get a bigger move elsewhere later on, maybe? No, because they're keeping their best player captive in their team. It's just a bad look, and Newcastle fans ain't condemning Wissa for doing what he's doing at Brentford. The geezer's deleted everything Brentford off his social media, put a black hat picture on his profile, took Brentford out of everything. But I just think it just needs to. I do think we've agreed a fee with them, but we're just obviously waiting for them to do something. People say, they've never heard of waiting for teams to get players in. We've done it in the past. We haven't sold players in the past before we've got a replacement in. We didn't let Nunes go straight away. I know there probably weren't a lot of offers on the table. We didn't let him go before Ekatike come through the door. Yeah. Same with Diaz. But I expect it to start ramping up. Because I don't think Liverpool are going to want to wait no more. Liverpool are going to want it done and just fucking.
Question is, Rick, this is a question for you, seeing you're going on about the waiting for players. What if they don't get a player in? What if they take to the very last day to get Visser in? Do you still
I don't think Liverpool. I think Liverpool will give them till the end of this week, back end of this week, and if they don't see no movement, I think you'll see Liverpool bid over the weekend / early next week. This people saying, let's wait till the new card. They're not going to wait. Liverpool, we've heard that Richard Hughes is ice cold. Richard Hughes don't give a fuck. So he don't care that we're playing them on Monday. He'll slap a bid in, tell them they're messing around, taking
better than unsettling that as well.
Yeah,
yeah.
I think we'll just go in. We'll bid the 130, rising to 140 or whatever it will be. If they turn that down, they turn it down. Then we move on. Then we know we'll move on to another target with a week left. It will give us a week to go get, if there is one, or if we're dead certain it's Isak, we'll wait for him till January and go again. But I just think we'll just slap a bid in at the end of the week, early next week, and be like, listen, you've had enough time to get your ducks in order. If the reports are true that he told them 2 weeks before the end of the season he wants to leave, and then told them again at the last game of the season after it happened, before he flew off to Sweden, they're taking the piss then. You've had all summer to get his replacement in. Don't talk, we ain't had the personnel to do it. You've just splashed 40 mil on Ramsey. You've splashed 55 mil on Elanga. You've got Ramsdale on loan. So and you've got Malik 4 for 35 million. So you basically did everything bar get Isak's replacement after he told you at the end of the season he wanted to leave. So they're taking the piss. It ain't that they're stupid. They're just taking the piss. So I'll just whack the bid in and we'll go from there.
Do you reckon Newcastle have slept on it, though? Do you reckon because Liverpool because Liverpool were concentrating on Wirtz at first, weren't they? Obviously, I think in an ideal world, if Liverpool, I think Newcastle are not stupid. They would have known Liverpool were interested early doors. Even Van Dijk knew after the final whistle in the final, he knew something was happening.
I think
that because Liverpool have prioritised Wirtz, because obviously Wirtz at the time was a harder deal, wasn't it? He was on the verge of going to Bayern if Liverpool hadn't made that move. So obviously Liverpool concentrated, put all their eggs in that Wirtz basket. Then you look at it from the point of view then that have Newcastle gone, they've just spent 115 million. There's no chance they're going to come calling for Isak now. We don't need to worry about it. And then obviously the stories and the reports will come out then, and Liverpool have made their move. Because I genuinely do think that they did want Ekatike to play with Isak. That was their going plan. And then when they made their move for Ekatike, we want Isak then. I think Liverpool thought, this is our chance now to go and grab him, because they're thinking about they're getting someone for 80 million. And in the end, Liverpool, obviously the Jota situation's definitely changed Liverpool's mind on what they needed in terms of, and they went, fuck it, we need both. So we're going for both. So that's what I think about. I think Newcastle definitely slept on it. I don't think they've expected Liverpool to come in after we got first, but they haven't got the money to do him as well, along with Kirkes Frimpong. That's just my opinion on that. So I think it's been taken by surprise that Liverpool have actually said, right, we've got the money, we want him. and they've gone, shit, we haven't even been looking because we didn't think you were going to come in.
It's definitely interesting. It's I'm confident it gets done. It's more when it gets done. I think we spoke off air before the boys actually came on. I want to bring it up now. The optics of the deal have had to look right for Newcastle. Their fan base are not happy with things. You know, we've seen tonight, it looks like Villa are going to push for Jackson, which could be, we spoke about it, could Villa go for the loan and Newcastle go for the Watkins loan? That could all link. You know what I mean? I don't think Newcastle will fucking fund Villa if Villa are only going to go and loan Jackson. Do you know what I mean? I don't see that happening. However, do you think the reason why Newcastle don't want to have talks before this game is because of having to face the Newcastle crowd with the club? You know, the club will get slammed. You look at their games then, they're away to Leeds, and then it's the international break. By the time they come back around St James's Park, it will have died down. It really will have died down. Do you think that could have anything to do with it? Because let's be honest, they're not going to be happy. I think it's a matter of time. Deep down, they could say all they want. We say whatever. But when one forward comes in, you better believe Liverpool are going to fucking smash the bids in. And the player's going to throw his fucking toys out the pram. Because his time's running out every day. We think the time's running out. But the fact is, if he is at this PFA award, it could mean a few good things because he's starting to come out of the fold a bit. Maybe he knows a few good things. Look, it could be two things. Either he can't go and he's just thought, fuck, I'm going to have to show my face, or I'm going. You know what I mean? I've got nothing to hide anymore. It's going to come out sooner or later. Yeah. But there's no way he can go back into this team. I know people will say he'll go back to training and stuff like that. Do they really want a player who's going to fucking eventually go back in? Do you know what I mean? He's not going to be the same, Adam. And let's be honest, there's a reason they don't want him to be signed before the game because he must be fucking fit Adam to go.
Yeah, I don't see them even talking to us this week before this game. It's already got heat on it this game. So imagine if they accept a bid on fucking Friday or I say even sign him on Friday. It's just gonna explode, innit, on Monday. And I don't think it'll be good for Newcastle. I think the fans will be. You've seen them what they were like with Mike Ashley and that. They can turn on the owners. They can turn. And if they obviously,
I think they're worried about that, Adam. I think the club are worried they're going to turn on the ownership
because it's close. It's close to happening. I was speaking to a Newcastle fan, and he's pissed off. He said that they should have sold them weeks ago, and then they would have Ekatike. I think the real Newcastle fans are pissed off that it went on this long, and I think a lot of Liverpool fans are now as well. But I don't see anything happening till Tuesday and Wednesday, and if we bid and they reject it, it's game over. We're not going to get them. I don't think. I think that's when Liverpool say, right, all right, we've offered you. It's Wednesday. We'll have something in the background. They're going to have a plan B. I'm sure they will. And as you say, I've given them a few days on it before the window shuts to sort.
When's the window shut?
I think
September.
Is the
so
first
Monday.
Monday,
So we'll have like a week Monday. Well, a week to 6 days.
Yeah,
like that, you know. Especially if they want someone that's going to move the needle. So everyone keeps saying like Fafana and all that. I don't think that's something that'll move.
Do you think Rodrigo? Think Rodrigo on loan or something like that?
On loan,
possibly, but
yeah.
So I looked it up, his wages and all that, and with the Spanish tax difference and all that, you'd have to pay him about 370 grand to match his wages because of the tax difference. So if you want it better, which he's going to want better wages to move, you're going to have to give him 400 grand a week, and are Liverpool going to do that straight off the bat?
No.
I think it causes problems from the off straight away. You know, Salah and Van Dijk have earned that right to earn that money because they've been there nearly 10 years each. So that's why they get that kind of money. They've earned it. They've got the legacy. They're in the top 5 greatest ever players ever. So they've got the right to that. There's no way Liverpool are going to break that structure. Liverpool have a wage structure, but I think it's up to 300 grand a week, and that's all they'll go. Isak will probably get that if he comes. But no way we're going to give him 400 grand just to slightly overmatch what he gets at Real Madrid. I don't see that happening.
We were linked with that Monaco winger as well, wasn't we? We linked with him today.
I'm sure I saw somewhere as well, Adam, a name that me and you spoke about ages ago, Justin Kluivert.
Yeah. I said it about him on the first podcast. But I don't have to stand with a Dutch person, fucking hell.
Because apparently the club haven't had the offers from Leipzig, and Leipzig are moving on fucking Nkunku now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's some another
Does
name.
Carver play for Bournemouth, or is he on loan there?
No, he plays for
Bournemouth, yeah.
Oh, right, because I know that he played for Leipzig, but I wasn't sure he was on loan to Bournemouth. I don't see that happening just because I think he's just too much of a number 10.
Mm.
Yeah.
We need someone with pace who's like can go in. We need to replace we need a younger, quicker Diaz, like someone of that ilk.
I know you say about Fofana, but you've got to have trust him at the end of the day, haven't you? Like I didn't think Ekitike was going to be this good, lad. And I know it's only 2 games he's played or whatever, but you don't know, do you? Like we didn't know much about Diaz when he signed and stuff like that. You've got to trust him at the end of the day.
I wouldn't sleep on this Barcola thing though, because Liverpool.
Yeah,
I think if Liverpool if Liverpool want him and they've got him in there, maybe it's not now. But I think if the Isak thing fails, they will definitely knock on the door and they'll say to him, because let's be honest, he's in and out that team.
Yeah,
he plays, but he's not guaranteed. It's Doué, Dembele, and Kvaratskhelia, and he's always one that either comes in, rotates, or comes off the bench. I think if Liverpool said, we're going to build the team around you, Wirtz, Ekitike, obviously this is if we forget about Isak now, and Salah, I think he'd be like, yeah, I fancy that. I like the idea of that. I think we could sway him to come now, but obviously it's Operation Isak until it's not anymore. So, but I wouldn't. That's the one that I wouldn't rule out still. Even though it's a bit of a no at the moment from him, Liverpool haven't really pushed for it.
No, I think we just threw that out there for Newcastle's fucking attention.
Yeah. I think it's something that we'll explore if that's Isak move, and I think if Liverpool put the hammers on, I think they can sway him in to come.
Yeah.
I don't know, Adam is.
The Monaco lad, yeah.
Ali Akuch.
Yeah.
Akalucci.
Adam Gooch. Fucking hell, lad.
Alacucci or something like that. Or Akalucci.
I said you boys the message.
He's a right winger, isn't he, though?
Yeah.
Left-footed right winger.
I sent you boys the message I got off my mate, didn't I? Saying, they're expecting a bit to start coming into the fold. But I can imagine Liverpool, obviously. Liverpool have, in my opinion, Liverpool have been told to sit tight from Newcastle. They are, regardless of what their fucking shit looks like, they are trying to sign players. They really are. Was it the Ornstein article today where, he said, Larsson's considered, but he's not as further down the line as other targets. I think they're being very careful of how they put things in the press. And I don't even think Craig Oak's putting solid things out there at the minute. He's more locked in on this Wisa thing. And let's be honest, I get it from Bournemouth's point of view. They want more money because they know these are going to come into big money. I just don't know how Isak doesn't happen personally, myself. I think it will happen. It's just when. And as I say, if they can do the deal without the fans having any interference, because they're going to have a big interference this week, let's be honest. That fucking ground is going to be mental on Monday night. And so it should be. I'm excited. I can't wait. I want to see what they've got for us. And to be honest, it's a big test for us. We're going to have a lot of pressure in this game. I think it's fucking great. This will see how far we've come.
This weekend.
There'll be a test to see, we'll say our credentials as title winners, because we are title winners. But I mean, this will put us this will give us a test to see, if we can, we've got the credentials to go back to back and defend it. These are the games early on as well, because I've got no doubts that Arsenal and City, they've got Spurs, haven't they? So it's a bit of a. But I have no doubts. City.
I have
no doubts that Arsenal and City will win this weekend, and possibly Chelsea. And the new they've got out. I haven't really looked at the fixtures, but if them 3 all win, it's not early pressure because it's only 2 games in. But there's a little bit of a marker set there, isn't it? That these teams are going to be here for the whole season, so we need to make sure that we're staying there.
Well, we don't want to fuck up because we've got Arsenal the weekends after.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if they have
going into that, do you?
No, of course not. And Liverpool beat Newcastle, Mark. Saying to Adam and Rick before, I think Liverpool pull Arsenal apart. I really do. I think if we get it right this weekend, it's another game on with the belt of the new players. You never know what happens. Liverpool, make no mistake about it. They know if Isak comes in early next week, they'll have him ready for Arsenal. That's the truth. He'll be fucking playing in that Arsenal game if they get it done early. Make no mistake about it. People can say match fitness all you want. There's a reason why Newcastle don't want to deal now. I know we understand the striker situation, but the fact of the matter is, he's ready to go. He may not have played games, but fucking hell, all he's asked to do is put the ball in the back of the net. Liverpool wouldn't be asking him to do too much, just fucking stand there and we'll get the ball to you. And Liverpool too. Liverpool have been putting that Ekatike in some unbelievable positions. You know what I mean? Can you imagine? Look at the impact fucking Ekatike's had. Brand new to the league. Isak in a Liverpool shirt will be like when Van Dijk came into the football club. Yeah. Straight away, an impact.
Changes all dynamics, doesn't it?
Changes, Mark. And, you know, as much as it's frustrating, I can't stand it at the minute. I don't want to see us deal with fucking
Newcastle again.
Yeah, because they're talking. Look, I have respect for Newcastle. Do you know what I mean? But they're not as big as Liverpool. They're just not. And, you know, when they're saying that they think the stories are bollocks, it's not. The player wants to fucking go to Liverpool football. Why would he not want to go to the league champions? He wants to go and play in the Champions League, not to just fucking take part. He wants to win it. Newcastle.
That's why I don't get about them when they were singing "Greedy Bastards." I'm thinking,
it's not about money, Mark.
If he was the greedy bastards, he'd be going to Saudi Arabia, like all these young players who have gone early for big money. He's not going for money. All right, he's going to get a little bit better.
Bumper deal, but he couldn't be hard. He wants to go and win titles, Mark.
And he wants to be paid. You know, again, I've seen it today with Newcastle fans going, if they don't give us 150 million, there's no deal. And he said, I reckon he'd accept 230 grand a week to stay. And I'm like, you can't value him that much if he's a world class. He's the best striker, like all round striker in the league. You know, Haaland's on like 400 grand a week. You know what I mean? They're the levels that you've got to be paying him if you really value him that much. Yeah. You know, Liverpool pay their best goal scorer 400 grand a week. They pay the best defender 400 grand a week. I know they're a little bit restrained on that, but they've either got to put up or shut up and sell them. Yeah, I think next week the timeline that'll be, obviously they don't want to do anything before this game because it's like putting petrol on the fire.
I think we've got a cut-off point Wednesday. Wednesday will be our cut-off point.
So soon as that game's done, I think things will start unraveling and got to be pretty quick because of the timeline we're facing now. And I think if we don't get the answer we want, then Liverpool have got to just move on, simple, and turn around and go. But I don't know if Liverpool will ever come back. That's the problem for me.
I said this to Adam, Mark, just before we go. I said, in a polite manner, Liverpool will threaten Isak, and it'll be now or never.
Yeah,
they're not going to get him in January. They're not.
Yeah,
I can't. If they don't allow the sale now, they won't be fucking asked about breaking it up mid-season. Why would they break it up mid-season? Do you know what I mean? They've already dropped points, Mark. If they drop points again on the weekend, that's possibly why they're not willing to let him go now. Fucking hell, imagine they get beat against us and they've just let Isak go. The fucking crowd will go fucking berserk. Do you know what I mean? And rightfully so. They want to be what we are. They want to be 6 European fucking cups. They want to be mega fucking trophies on the fucking cupboards. But, you know, I get it. The optics have to look right. They don't want to be looking to sell the prize asset. But where they're failing to look at is sometimes you've got to go back to go forward. We can all agree here, and I'm saying your opinions for all of you. Liverpool wouldn't be here today, right, with the success we've had in the last fucking 10 years from fucking Jürgen and what have you, if we didn't sell Coutinho. We wouldn't have sold Coutinho. Liverpool wouldn't have got Van Dijk and Alisson. They are part of the reason as to why Liverpool...
Go back further than that, though, can't you, as well?
But I'm talking that was a monumental fucking...
Yeah, but I mean, like, you know, they're acting like hard done by. But we've lost Coutinho, we lost Sterling, we lost Suarez, we lost Torres, you know. We've lost big players. We've lost Mascherano. We lost Xabi Alonso. We've lost big players. And, you know, we might have struggled to come on the other side after Suarez was sold. We went through a little bit of a downtime with Rodgers, but once Klopp came in and he wanted out, it transformed us. It's more about, like, you know, seeing the bigger picture, and they're not seeing that at the moment. They think they're bigger than what they actually are. But trust me, in the long run,
massive in Newcastle, Mark. They're massive in Newcastle, but it changes when you leave.
We're massive around the world, and that's the difference.
Lads.
He's not a greedy bastard. He just wants to come and play for the best team. He's got one career. He's 25, 26 soon. You know, this is his last chance. Because if he stays there another 2 years, I can't see the likes of Barcelona and they're going, yeah, come on, let's go and put 100 mil down. No chance. And I think that's why he's agitating so much. because I think he's like, this is my chance now. If I don't leave here now, these won't come back again, and I don't think I'll ever be able to leave because it'll become too difficult. If they do it now, they'll do it again next year. They'll spit the dummy out and stop him from moving. So he knows he's got to do everything he can to get out.
It is. It's true. I can see a few comments. Trossard signing a new deal. I've just had the update
Yes.
on it.
It's not a new deal. It's a new deal with a pay rise, not an extension.
Yeah. Not an extension. Increase the
so
salary.
It still runs out in 2027, but he's getting more money.
How weird's that?
So you'd have
the
to
clauses in that, you know, they meet
more money.
Apparently, there's like clauses in players' contracts if they meet that threshold of appearances, goals, assists, and other things. You get it's like a clause that they have to have it. So it's not they've gone, oh yeah, they're probably gutters because I think they want to try and sell him, to be honest. Martinelli.
Before we go, I'm going to ask you each 2 questions, mate. Is it 2 questions? Yeah. Oh, no, one, mate.
What about Mr. Guehi?
Well, 2 questions then. Okay. Rick, do Liverpool before the window shuts sign Isak, and do they also sign Mark Guehi? Give me your answer for both.
Yeah, both.
Okay, good enough for me. Adam, Mark Guehi and Isak, will they be a red before the end of the fucking window?
100%.
And then this leaves the doctor in the bottom corner. Mr. Burke.
Just go off.
Now.
Off lad.
The countdown clock is fucking dinging off the fucking hinges. Isak and Mark Guehi.
And on that terrible note, good night.
Yeah. That noise will start coming in now.
Will he be a red?
Guehi, yeah. Isak, I'm still 50-50.
50-50.
That's all I can give at the moment. Mark Guehi's going to happen at the end of the window, but
yeah.
I think that's just about time. And we're pushing Palace into a bit of a corner now, aren't we? But the Isak one, I don't know. I just think a lot of things are going to happen in the next couple of days for that to get going again. So, you know what? Yeah, go ahead. Get the art.
No, yeah.
You're saying 60-40 maybe then? Is that what you're basically saying?
Yeah, just say 51-49.
No, 70-30 it happens. The 30% being Newcastle and Palace. They're the sticking points. Because I think Liverpool not asked if they turn around to Palace and go, we'll see you there. But you know what? He wants to come here. You know, you want to sell him now. So, and he said he's going to happily run his contract down. So you're at the loss here. So you'll be leaving views to come to us next summer anyway. And the Isak one, I just think I don't trust these owners of Newcastle. When I say I don't trust them, I think they will bite down hard on the gum shield, and they'll try and do everything in their power to do what it takes to try and stop them moving.
I do get it, Mark. I really do. I understand. It's a hard pill to swallow, losing your best fucking. He's the best player. To be honest,
we could bid 150, and they could turn around and go,
they'll reject it.
No, and they could turn around and go, we don't want any bullshit.
I think as it stands today, with no striker through the door, I think even if Liverpool bid 150, they'd say no, probably just for what they've got going on. Yeah. Just because they like that. They're like, look. The fact of the matter is, Liverpool are 100% convinced. I am sure that they're convinced he signs. However, they're not saying anything because they're letting Newcastle without the pressure of them. Because let's be honest, as soon as Liverpool stand up, the pressure's on Newcastle and the fucking massive pressure's on. We know the pressure. Let's be honest, we're the most talked about team probably in England right now because everything is involves us, doesn't it? We're fucking involved in little triangles with fucking Brentford and all sorts. Dominoes fucking falling everywhere. However, I think it'd be a good one to watch what Isak does this week because I think behind the scenes he's going to be telling because he'll, you know, at the end of the day, they're probably the ones massively relaying it back to Liverpool, you know, with what's going on. Do you know what I mean? Let's be honest, no one can tell me that Isak isn't probably and his agent's daily communications, what's going on with the signings. He wants to move badly. Do you know what I mean? There was a reason why Ornstein put that fucking thing out last week. The day before, you had all the Newcastle journalists saying, it's likely he's staying. The next morning, he's like, fucking no chance. Whoa. He's put pressure on them to keep the purchasing of players or whatever they do. Look, you got to remember, they've still got options. They've got like 5 options at the minute. I know not naturally none of them are number 9s, but they have bodies. And I do think a Wisa type of, if it's not Wisa, it could be the Watkins thing. They get one in. That's why probably Liverpool are also happy to wait. It gives them the opportunity to get someone in. Let's be honest, right? I think we can all agree. They won't beat us if they don't have a number 9 next week.
Yeah, that's the bonus.
That's the bonus.
Imagine if it was all just the tactics, us not to let them play.
I think that's probably what it is.
Yeah, like for us, we didn't really want to sign. We just didn't want them playing again.
Fucking dickheads.
Yeah, we bought us like a week ago.
In his soft shite.
Like the hat trick.
We didn't even say you wanted them. What are you on about?
No, I think you were saying there, Ben, about that Ornstein thing last week. Just one more thing. You said about that Ornstein come out and went, nah. Isak said, no, I'd have for one out. And you start to see that again today. Like yesterday, we seen Craig Hope backtrack a little bit, saying, oh, it's 2 strikers now for Isak to go. And then today, he's changed his mind and going, well, Vissa coming in would change Newcastle's minds in selling them, then they will be willing to sell them. Would you be surprised if Ornstein does something again? Does Isak go to Ornstein or the media and say something similar again today, reiterate? Because you've seen a lot of Newcastle fans on Twitter, X, whatever you call it, saying, oh, he'll all be forgiven if he blames the agents. The agents seem to be getting a lot of shit, shade thrown at him, like he's the driving force. He doesn't play football at the end of the day, the agent. He gets paid to represent that player, and if that player says, I want to do X, Y, Z, he'll try and get him X, Y, Z. There's no chance that he's trying to drive it for more money for himself to line his pockets. He's doing the wishes of his player, and that player wants to play at the pinnacle of football, win the leagues, win Champions Leagues, and not just take part like he would be with Newcastle. That's all I've got to say on that.
Yeah, that's it. Just before we wrap up, Rick, as Mark said, the Bannon, sorry, fucking hell, it's because he said Midnight said banned. But the blaming the agent, Rick, saying, oh, he's only after his payday. I've seen the video. I can't think which fucking ex-player it was, but he was saying, this is all agent-driven. Rick.
Dean Saunders, wasn't it?
Dean Saunders. Yeah, Mark, you're correct. Rick, on the basis of what Dean Saunders is saying, he may as well just come out and say, Isak doesn't want to go. It's the agent who wants him to go. For me, they're all chatting shit because the spotlight's on Liverpool. There's no real spotlight on Wisa. Because let's be honest, right? Alexander Isak has been hammered in the press. He really has. You got Wayne Rooney chatting shit when he put transfer request in. So shut the fuck up, Wayne, you divvy. Do you know what I mean? You've got every fucking idiot interfering with it. And we've spoke Rick privately. He was never going to get out of Newcastle by being nice. And I understand it. He's the best player. But the false promises have probably been fucking occurring too much. Isak will have seen the lack of strikers coming through the door. They're all right signing everyone else. But with this number 9, they've delayed it, Rick. Before we go, how do you see it planning out yourself? Why, just quickly before we wrap up?
Yeah, I mean, you might as well put me in an interview seat and ask me about Isak and his agent. If it's all agent-driven, why has Isak not come out and said anything? I bet you stick a microphone in front of him tonight at his PFA Awards. Why he's getting autographs off of Van Dijk, Salah, Gherkes and the rest of the Liverpool team. Fowler as well. Fowler's there as well. I've seen the pictures of him. Isak might as well get his autograph as well.
Is he there? Is he?
Who? Isak? Yeah. Apparently Isak's gone. Apparently there's no photos of him yet, but apparently he's there. So
pull out the car like fucking Eubank.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, and then Slot walks over to him, and puts his arm around him. Like, these Newcastle fans are deluded, mate. Like, if it's all, like I said, if it's all agent talk, why has Isak not come out and spoken? You're the one that pays this agent. He don't pay you; you pay him. So, and listen, they probably do think Isak's a nice fella. He'll turn around and say that he wants to stay. Nah, he's like Mark said, he's 25, coming 26. Wants to win trophies. He wants to come to the big boy clubs. So yeah, I think it'll happen, and I just think Liverpool will bully Newcastle at the end of it because
they're going to go well for 11.
Yeah,
I think.
Like I'd rather Edwards and Hughes go against someone than anyone else. To be fair.
Yeah. Well, look. Do you know what? We've gone on long enough, and as Ali has just said,
Ex-Newcastle player, isn't he?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Jan Dahl Thompson. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Yeah, interesting. Very interesting. Look, shout out to Mark G in the comments as well. He's always with us. Look, we'll wrap it up there, boys. We've got a big week. My last show this week will be Friday because I'm flying Saturday, getting in for the Newcastle away. I can't wait. But big week for Liverpool. Big week in the behind the scenes. Let's see. I don't know if it could be massive in the media. If it's quiet and there's no forward links, read between the lines, people, I'd imagine. I think we can all agree, and I answer on behalf of the boys. If you see striker links come out, there won't be any forwards coming in. Do you know what I mean? It'll be Isak only. Do you know what I mean? They'll have a feeling that they're getting them. However, we'll wrap up. Look, from all of us, thanks again for tuning in. Smash the likes and subscribe, and we'll have some more fucking madness again. Mark's phone nearly blew up, so God knows what happened. We have dogs barking on this show. We have airplanes, fucking Isak parachuting through Rick's window. We have phones. We have
like the man on my phone just blew up at all messages. That's all I want.
Live and direct in wagons and everything. But look, if you haven't already, smash the like and subscribe, and we'll be back this week. Up the fucking Reds. Gimme, gimme, gimme.